just really don't want to cancel the YouTube live stream again. Like, I think we had that 2 times in a row where I double clicked or
It's
something and
starting. I have
Oh,
ads.
Yeah.
perfect. Perfect. All right. I think we are live on YouTube. Then welcome everybody. We are already a few people on Discord. Welcome to Archie, Clover, Dage, Fate, Jared, and Remy Boro. All of them already here in the Discord live chat, but also welcome to Shehaira on YouTube and Pora and Gabriel, hopefully still there after the additional waiting time. Sorry for the bit of a delay. I had to create a new kind of setup for the OBS stream here, but now I think we are already good to go, and we have I think a very interesting top 10 countdown in front of us. Last time, none of the 3 new units actually made it into the top 10. I don't know, guys. What do you think this time? I mean, we had releases in Avatar Ludmilla, Tristan, and Excalibur. Do any of them have the potential to get into the top 10? What do you think?
Honestly, I thought Tristan was a pretty good unit, but especially for sleep. So I think she could make it. Probably not in the top 5, but in 6 to 10 position, I think she could make it.
Yeah.
Which one now?
Tristan.
Sorry. Oh, Tristan. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not too sure about Avatar Ludmilla and the other unit, but I think
Ludmilla also should be at least top 20. At least on the German servers, nearly everyone with a light Anya also took a light Ludmilla just because stun absorb.
Interesting.
And at least now, also for against burn, really important light Anya and light Ludmilla just to have a perma stun absorb before.
Right. I mean, and also I think what's interesting about Avatar Ludmilla, right, is her additional strengths or abilities, I guess, when there's no guard around. So I guess it's also a question of if in the top teams, kind of guardless starts in arena are becoming more popular, we will be able to see that
on newer server. Yeah. On
Yeah.
newer servers,
Also,
I saw a lot of zero tank plats, so she's really there.
I think there's with Avatar Ludmilla, there is for the first time some potential there. And I mean, if that is ushered in a little bit, then also units like Hichikata can also benefit potentially, who are also good if there's no guards around. So should be very interesting. So that leaves, I guess, Excalibur. What do you think about her? Will she be able to get the top 10 spot?
Top 10, no.
No, I don't think so either. Like the Dark Morris, like Morris have been out of play for a very long time, and even though these could provide, I think they give AutoGuard as well. Do they? I don't remember.
Yeah. They have 100% AutoGuards. Yeah, the first one.
Yeah.
Also 100%. Let's go.
Yeah, even though like it does provide a good like temporary buffer, especially if the no guard meter starts coming in, I think guards will still be necessary. So without having a dedicated guard unit, like those one-time tanks could still like really save someone's team. So I think he has use, but probably not top 10.
Right.
Yeah, like
I mean,
one copy and stuff.
Exactly. I was just about to say that the one copy potential for her, I think, is really big. The question is if it's enough for like the big whales to start implementing her early on in arena. Seems like more of a unit you just plug towards the end and hope for the best. But then her ranking will not be too high if the whales are not trusting her to run pretty early. Right now, I think I even run her in position 5 just to create some guards and some distraction in the start. But interestingly, in terms of the IPOs, I think the lowest IPO was for Avatar Ludmilla. So Excalibur was kind of rated higher in terms of the IPO crowd in Evertrade. However, it still remains to be seen what the actual ranking will be. And with that, I think we can already start thinking about who will be number 10, and yeah, a good question from Exo in the chat. What was the previous top 10? Maybe before we get into guessing there, we can post that. Or yeah, actually, Jared already posted that. Thank you. We had Storm King Arthur, Cthulhu, Musashi, Unicorn, Light Anya, Yukata Ludmilla, Water Anya, Dark Sun Wukong, Cleopatra, and Dark Cinderella. Cleopatra is Dark Cleopatra here, not the Earth Dark Cleopatra, to make it more specifically. So yeah, let's see where they are going. But that was the previous top 10 at the end of October when the last top 10 was released. We didn't have a live stream back then. Instead, I made a little top 44 countdown, a little bit more extensive video on that. But this time we are back live and discussing who could be number 10. So last time, number 10 was Dark Cinderella. We do have 2 units apparently that have very good top 10 potential. So some might have to make room for new units like Tristan, Avatar Ludmilla, or Excalibur. So for number 10, what are your guesses? Who could get that number 10 spot? Of course, always very difficult question. Very hard to guess at this early stage.
Let's see. I'm not sure if Dark Cinderella will still be here. Thing is, who'll take this one? Because she's still a pretty good unit, but no, there's always just so much competition for number 10.
Right. And the thing is, I mean, Dark Cinderella, I think also the last times was still very popular in terms of usage, but just not, popular in the front. She's still a unit. If she pops off towards the later end, towards your platoon 3 or 4, she can take out some very strong units that are usually very hard to take out, like Cthulhu and also Tristan and things like that. But yeah, running her in front with all the status effects and speed that is required there seems less and less popular.
I think it could even be Dark Sun Wukong. Since Unicorn just had her rerun, especially too, she goes pretty well with Unicorn. And I feel like she still has decent value, especially in PvE doesn't count towards these rankings, but that's one facet, and she is just a very good unit, especially her entry for clearing out status effects from the opposing team. I think that's a really good effect. So I'll guess Dark Sun Wukong for 10.
Okay. Yeah. So another dark unit, previously number 8. That would be down 2 ranks. Dark Sun Wukong. Mm-hmm.
No, I would guess Light Ludmilla.
Avatar Ludmilla. Got it. Sorry, I was confused for a second.
No, not the 100% take. Not that old.
I was like, okay, guards are back in the top 10. Light Ludmilla making the comeback. Imagine she gets the huge buff, suddenly becomes super relevant again. Sixer would never do that, of course, because everybody has her. But yeah, that would be kind of funny. Okay, Avatar Ludmilla, yeah, okay, I see that. With the strong support power, with the interesting Purify chain mechanic, we have Lover and Exo, I think both going for the original Dark Cleopatra from January. She has been a top 10 mainstay for a very, very long time. I mean, she actually came out in December last year. So if she still makes it into the top 10 this time, then she would be in the top 10 for 12 months straight already. So that would be a very, very great feat in terms of the meta and power creep.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I did not expect Cleo to be in there for that long, considering the way Poison was moving before her and Dark Sun Wukong. So I'm actually glad to see her still up there.
Well, let's see where she actually lands this time. Last time it was rank 9. To be fair, Dark Cleopatra with the kind of disruptive power and the imposter mechanic really, really good. But nowadays, of course, it is concerning that her speed compared to other Platoon 1 units oftentimes is a bit slow. If she gets kind of attacked twice by Cthulhu, she might already be gone before she gets the turn. So things like that, of course, are a bit of a concern. Yeah, let's see. But okay, we already have 3 different guesses, I think. We have Avatar Ludmilla, which would be a new unit, and we have Dark Cleopatra from a few guesses here, and we have the Dark Sun Wukong guess. 3 different guesses. Any others from anybody else? We have extra info about Dark Cleopatra, imposter with Tristan. Maybe push still. Okay, yeah, interesting combination for sure. I mean, Dark Cleopatra always has been very interesting hybrid build unit. You don't necessarily have to run her in poison about her disruptive abilities. And given that she's a single target unit with all her skills, it doesn't really matter if even combine her with sleep or something like that. It's very interesting. Oh, we have a Napoleon guess as well. Last time Napoleon.
I watched a match against no sleep units, but Tristan, and my entire plat was sleeping always.
Oh yeah. She's so crazy in terms of it feels like in some scenarios she's even more of a sleep spreader than Water Cinderella, despite Water Cinderella having all that kind of waves of sleep mechanic, which is very powerful. Napoleon last time was number 15 and kept that position compared to September, so twice ranked number 15. 5 places up would that be? I mean, to be fair, Napoleon is a strong. Isn't she somewhat of a counter against Tristan?
Yeah.
Mental and
no pushback and sleep immune. Yeah.
Right, exactly. That was it. The sleep immune. Yeah. So Napoleon, if Tristan is up there, might be also up there. We have Shehara on YouTube asking, is Water Cinderella still OP? I mean, with the Tristan release, it doesn't seem too far-fetched to also see a rise in Water Cinderella, right? It could be something that could happen.
Didn't hurt to rise, just not the top 10. With the use of Tristan by her side.
Right. I mean, last time Water Cinderella was number 4. Okay, well, let's see where she lands this time. But for now, I mean, if we don't have any more guesses, I'm gonna reveal the first unit of today, the number 10 in the December rankings, and we actually had that guess. So one of you, or more than one of you, was correct. So I'm just gonna reveal it. I think it was kind of the first guess actually. From Archie, Dark Sun Wukong, very, very great guess. She is down 2 ranks compared to October. Lost some true power, but still above 5 million. Just about. Yeah, still very good, especially in the Americas, a lot of usage. But yeah, definitely getting harder to use, I think, with the recent releases. So I think that's why we see a little bit of a drop there.
Yeah.
But great guess, Archie. Off to a great start. You come back going well here in this live chat. Sorry, what did you say?
I might still have my knowledge of this game then.
See? Very good. I mean, then again, the others had also very great guesses. So I'm looking forward to the next ones now for number 9. Or maybe one more comment about Dark Sun Wukong. I mean, she is down and she's only number 10 now. But she has already been released in January this year. So her still being in the top 10 is also quite the feat. And in combination with Unicorn, even against someone like Cthulhu, who in theory gets the turns and stuff like that, is quite something to behold. She can oftentimes be quite annoying to deal with, especially for sleep units like Tristan or executors who just execute some copies of Dark Sun Wukong and then he immediately gets to duplicate again. So that's always something that can happen. Welcome to Excel as well. Slightly late this time, but glad we have more and more here. And yeah, so now we are moving on to the number 9 already. Who could that be after this first reveal? Dark Sun Wukong slightly down. I think it didn't give away too much information, to be honest. But let's see. What do you think? Number 9.
And number 9.
Again, let's check. What was the last? Dark Cleopatra.
It was Dark Cleopatra.
Yeah, Dark
I feel
Cleopatra.
like I haven't been seeing these new units as much. I feel like I haven't been checking out Arena as much to see how well the new units are performing.
Right.
I see.
Hey, Exo is saying Water Anya and Dark Cinderella are potentially candidates. So Dark Cinderella would actually be up. Water Anya would be down.
I was just about to go for Water Anya too.
Oh,
So
okay.
Yeah, Water Anya seems like a good guess.
She's really good, but I feel like her Aegis barrier it can't keep up with as many units today who just have readily accessible execute skills. Like they can just go right through it. And that was one of the main things that kept her alive, that kept her so useful, was her survivability. Because like she could just keep healing, but with like so many units having just an easy access to execute skills, I feel like that's what's really been pushing her down. So I could see her falling to number 9.
Yeah, and she's also a bit slower, right? In terms of the setup and everything. Then again, what I think is a pro for Water Anya, but I mean she wasn't that far off from number 9 last time. I think she was number 7. Yeah, number 7. What could be good for Water Anya, of course, is the release of Tristan, which might make the kind of sleep starting platoons, or kind of having Tristan there with Water Anya seems like a good combination as well, given the we can't forget that she has the power barrier, which also helps Guardians with additional armor. So I think that is always something to keep in mind. But yeah, interesting guesses. What other guesses we have? I think a lot of Water Anya guesses. We have new Cleo, okay. So kind of a replacement of the old Cleopatra with the new Cleopatra. New Cleopatra also potentially benefiting from the recent releases. Right, we have Water Anya from Clover, Remy Boro also going with Water Anya. Dark Cinderella also saw enough to get stunned and slept. Well, yeah, but that speaks against Dark Cinderella, right? She was already number 10 last time, so actually a rise of her, I'm not sure how that would be reflected. On YouTube, we have a guess for Water Anya or Percival from Shihira. Percival is an interesting one for sure. Last time we had Percival on number 11, so that would be 2 up. Still probably a very good unit. The question is if she benefits from the recent releases. Percival being a bit of a chaotic unit, but was a good P1 unit for quite a long time for sure. Fate going with Dark Cleopatra. I'm not sure which one that is, because that is the problem with that 6R release, that we always have to ask now if somebody says Dark Cleopatra, which one they mean. But
I go with Dark Cleo and Earth Cleo.
Oh, double. Okay, yeah, that's easy then. You can just say, okay, Cleopatra, whichever. Could be either one for the number 9
my guess
spot.
would be Vanya.
Okay,
Always
also Vanya.
Vanya.
Yeah. We have a lot of Vanya guesses here. Interesting. Hey, quite a diversity in guesses. However, I think I'm gonna give a little tip, and that tip is we didn't hear the actual number 9 yet. It's not Water Anya, it's not Dark Cleopatra, it's not Earth Cleopatra, it's not Percival. Even though we have both Cleopatras here right now, Exo posted them. Very nice art for sure. I mean, in terms of art, I think Cleopatra makes it into the finale of the True Art Appreciation, which I will post soon. The final poll, basically, to determine which art is the favorite in Evertale, and Dark Cleopatra has a very good chance there against Dark Cinderella. Funnily, both of them right now were guessed for number 9, but neither of them is actually number 9. Okay, we have another guess from Clover, who is saying Yukata Ludmilla. Exo going with Unicorn, which would be a huge drop, but then again, the recent releases might make that more likely. Archie, Jared, what do you think? Or anybody else who wants to speak, of course, feel free. Doesn't have to be.
I don't know about Unicorn.
Unicorn, probably Yukata Ludmilla. Again, it's kind of been encouraged that guards aren't as necessary as they used to be. So I could see her falling, but she's still a pretty good unit. I would expect 7 or 8, not 9. So
Then I'll
right.
try
I mean,
Lightlot number 2 again.
Oh, Avatar Ludmilla. Okay, we have the double Ludmilla guess basically here. In terms of the chat, I think a lot of people here going for the Yukata Ludmilla right now. Average person, Fate Stage, all going for Yukata Ludmilla. We have the Excalibur guess from Excel, who has a very similar name to that, so maybe a little bit of a bias there. But let's see. He's saying, I believe it's due to her sheer utility in bolstering Cthulhu comps, but not as strong. Okay, well, that is very fair. She definitely has huge kind of slow down potential. The kind of guards that don't count as kill are very useful in potentially slowing down whatever steamroll is going on in an enemy team. We have Majuno going for Water Cinderella, which would be quite the jump up. But again, we already talked about the Tristan release potentially helping these kind of initial sleep setups. So that will be very interesting. Excel at number 10, we already have Dark Sun Wukong. We just revealed that earlier on. So we are already now on about the number 9. So yeah, will be very interesting. Okay, so we have the double Ludmilla guess. We have the Cinderella guess. We have the was it Unicorn? Yeah, who would be the biggest drop of the ones mentioned. And let me post the result because already got the right one in the second guessing round. It is indeed a Ludmilla. But which one is it? It is none other than the guard Yukata Ludmilla. She is slightly down, losing a little bit of true power, but still above 6 million and pretty much top 6 in every region except Japan, where she's already down to number 10 now. Very good usage, but yeah, slipping a little bit, which might be because, you know, these kinds of guardless builds are getting a little bit encouraged. Or, I don't know, maybe Light Anya just got more popular again as a kind of starting unit. We will see. But yeah, definitely Yukata Ludmilla still a very good guard. Most likely still the number 2 guard if we are expecting Light Anya to come still. And Bright Lancelot to stay behind her. But yeah, let's see. Yukata Ludmilla, a lot of you got that right. So congrats to those who got that guess correctly. And with that, we are already moving on to the one guard. Is that Green Dragon that would immediately send back Dario? Is that a great P1 guard? Maybe I have to try that again. I kind of stopped using SR units finally now that I have so many one copy SSRs that take up some spots here in my arena lineup. But yeah, Dario, of course, pretty much arguably the best or the second best at least SR unit in the game. But definitely not in this ranking because this is only looking at the SSR units. Okay, then who could be number 8? What are your guesses? I mean, last time it was Dark Sun Wukong, who is already number 10 now. We had Dark Cleopatra and Dark Cinderella at 9 and 10, who need to rise if they want to get to number 8. And above that, we had, was it Water Anya?
Yeah, Water Anya. And
Yukata Ludmilla now already taken. Yeah, Light Anya, Unicorn, and then we're already getting into the top tier territory with Unicorn, Musashi, Cthulhu, King Arthur. Then again, we already had a Unicorn guess earlier. Might be an option.
Between Water Anya and Light Anya, I'd say Light Anya still has more value to me. So I would guess Water Anya for number 8 between the two of
Right.
them.
Okay.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm honestly kind of
Tristan.
surprised that Water Anya took over from Light Anya in terms of true power and then fell back under her.
Well, I
So
mean,
I think
to be fair, Water Anya, if you think back towards the beginning of the year, she was kind of a mainstay in every single build. Then we had the Yukata Ludmilla release, which pushed down Light Anya a little bit, and Water Anya with the effect on entry, despite being a bit of a sleep unit, was just everywhere. I think at first even some burn teams used her. I'm not 100% sure. Back then, the self-stunning was not super common yet.
she was pretty universal, but
Right.
she definitely did the best within sleep teams since sleep was the only way for her to actually do damage. Because otherwise she could only do like that 50% attack thing. So and her
Yeah.
Aegis reach. So
I mean, she was number 1 for basically half a year, I think, until Musashi, another water unit, took over from her. But now I think a lot of people are guessing for number 8. I guess Lover, Majuno. Wait, I interpret potentially as that as well. Jason, so Dark Sun Wukong is already fallen from 8 to 10 this time. Exactly. We have a new viewer on YouTube. Welcome, Marco. Feel free to guess alone as well. Spectra going with Dark Cinderella, which would be 2 spots up. Then again, we mentioned earlier, still a super powerful DPS. I mean, she's somebody who can easily take out Cthulhu, even if she's already in her 90% armor phase. So somebody to definitely watch out for, especially if she gets the RNG right and just keeps shatter blasting. Very interesting and funny to see that when it pops off, for sure. Jason going with Light Anya. Okay, now we have the double Anya guess at number 8. So that would be both guards, or both 100% guards from the previous ranking, falling quite a bit.
I say Tristan.
Tristan.
Just
Yeah,
because
that's
new unit, not enough resources to push.
Okay,
And
fair,
shit.
fair. I mean, I'm always trying, obviously, with my algorithms to kind of account for new units being new and not, being fully fledged and having resources yet available. But then again, I mean, number 8 spot would still be good for a new unit, given that the last time I think we had a new unit be in the top 10 right at the first reveal was Cthulhu. So that has already been a while, actually, that we saw a kind of really strong meta breaking unit get into the top 10 straight away. Spectra going with Avatar Ludmilla. Okay, another new unit that could potentially go in there. We have Yukata Ludmilla already at number 9, so that would mean Avatar Ludmilla being the new strongest Ludmilla. Spectra saying, I don't think Avatar Ludmilla is good, yet I'm defeated by her barrier. Well, fair point. And kind of playing into that kind of guardless system yet again, or just having her as a stun absorber already really valuable, considering that she also has the counter stance, and also giving good value at 1 copy already. So a lot in favor of Avatar Ludmilla. Okay, so we have all Anya guesses. We have Dark Cinderella. We have Avatar Ludmilla. We have Tristan. All right, a lot of different guesses. Then again, I think I can already reveal it. We have a unit that is now already basically the 13th month, I think, in the top 10. And it is none other than Water Anya. A lot of you got that one right. Most guesses, I think, were for Water Anya. And yeah, we see her at Water Anya. But something to point out, I think, is that despite her actually dropping 1 rank, she actually gains a little bit of true power. So what I said earlier, I think, is reflected here, that the kind of Tristan release actually benefits Water Anya a decent bit yet again. Despite her dropping to number 8, she gained just a little bit of true power and pays some dividends for those who are long in Evertrade. So well played to everybody who got her right. And now we are already looking forward to the number 7 position, which should be quite interesting, given that we have a big variety of guesses still pending. So I'm very curious to hear what your guesses are. And we still haven't seen any new unit enter the top 10 yet. And now the spots are getting tight. I think we only have 7 spots left. Let's see. What do you guys think? Who we will see at number 7?
I think we could see Tristan here at number 7.
Tristan? Mm-hmm. Tristan, yeah, just a unit that is really annoying to kill, I think, if you don't have a kind of execute to take her out. Because it's the very first unit, I think, that brought kind of a hold ground, but also some endure. So you kind of have to hit her repeatedly, which is especially annoying because she doesn't die to poison if she's at 1 HP. And I don't think to burn either. So she has that kind of hold ground, this upgraded hold ground, and then on top of that an endure, which means you kind of have to hit her multiple times if you are not executing her to get through her. So a lot in favor for Tristan, besides of course what was mentioned earlier, the big spreading potential of sleep. Even if you run only Tristan and no other sleep unit, this might be a very, very big challenge in terms of anti-sleep for any team. So yeah, a lot of Tristan guesses I see here. Spectra going with Excalibur. So that would be another new unit. Majuno, average person, going with Tristan. So the market price, Thomas.
Light Anya.
Light Anya. That's fair. That would also mean a bit of a drop for her. Last time she was number 5. Then that would be number 7, meaning 2 ranks down, just like Yukata Ludmilla. A potential drop here definitely can be seen. So if you say Light Anya at 7, would you, Jared, expect that Avatar Ludmilla comes in later still, or does she not make it into the top 10?
I guess that Avatar Ludmilla would be either low top 10 or top 15, top 20.
Okay.
I don't think she has it for the over top 5.
Got it. All right. Spectra is saying Excalibur is great execution, but not a lot of people got her. Well, if not a lot of people got her, then this is not a good sign, of course, in terms of true power, since this is all data-based. But of course, if the Excalibur teams are outperforming the non-Excalibur teams, Excalibur could still rank quite highly. It's not a pure popularity contest. Thomas Bell is asking, what's market price? I'm new. We have a little bit of an Evertrade game going on my Discord server where people can trade all the top SSR units. And so we have kind of a market price for each unit there. If people are selling and buying, if people are buying, then the market price of these units rises. If they are selling, then it falls. So just like the real stock market, and quite a bit of activity there. So just a little bit of a fun game for everybody to try out. There's no real money involved. So yeah, always happy to have more people join that game. Always great to see some activity there. So in terms of more guesses for number 7, we also see Clover going with Light Anya, who was Jared's guess as well. We have Fate going with Tristan, so we have a lot of Tristan and Light Anya guesses here, I think. Victor saying Avatar Ludmilla is good, but not that many people got her. Let's see. Do I count if I didn't FR her? Well, yeah, if you were top 50 in a Champions Arena last season, and you had Avatar Ludmilla or Excalibur or whoever at 1 copy in your lineup, then this is still a boost for that unit. Granted, I am only taking a look at 20 Champions Arenas, so 1,000 teams are considered. Not sure if yours is one of them. If you are on a newer server, it's not as likely. We have Shehaira on YouTube saying Tristan as well. Okay, a lot of Tristan guesses, a lot of Light Anya guesses. And we also had an Excalibur guess. Hmm. Okay, interesting. So we had these 3 different guesses, but I have to tell you guys, none of these 3 is number 7. So it's not Light Anya, it's not Excalibur, it's not Tristan at number 7. Okay, so now we get some new guesses in from Exo and Dage, both going for Unicorn, which would be a drop from number 4 to number 7. Then again, the recent meta developments, I think, do favor a bit of a drop for Unicorn. Unicorn was very high.
I think Unicorn is still a pretty good unit. For it to fall to number 7, that would be a pretty big drop. What was the last? So she was at 8.7, and number 8 is at 6.3. That'd be a big drop, to be honest. I think she's worth more than that. So I would not guess Unicorn for number 7. But if I had to say, though, I'm not sure who would be there.
From Spectre, you have meanwhile a Bride Lancelot guess. Average person is saying Cleopatra, not specifying which is clever because both of them could still be in the race, could still be right. Ancient Poison Enjoyer also going with Earth Cleopatra, more specifically. Clover going with Unicorn, so a lot of Unicorn and a bit of Cleopatra guesses. Archie, Jared, what are you thinking? And also Exo going with Dark Cinderella, potentially. That would be, yet again, a big rise. Seems like the Cinderella hype train is not quite over.
Could be, yeah. I'd probably go with Dark Cinderella from the options here. If I'm picking from the top 10, from last top 10, I go with Dark Cinderella.
All right. From the last top 10, that is.
Yeah.
What about, well, okay, Tristan is not it. Yeah, okay. Let's see. I mean, difficult because we still didn't get the right guess. That's okay. I feel like that really didn't happen too often in the last times. I mean, usually number 10 to 9 to 8 are very difficult, but then it usually gets easier. But it seems like number 7 this time is giving a lot of issues to people. So we already heard it's not Tristan, it's not Light Anya, it's not either Cleopatra, it's who else was already out? I think it's not Excalibur was also mentioned. Unicorn is not number 7. Clover now going with Musashi. Okay, interesting. I actually think Musashi, you know, in terms of the recent releases, if you think about Tristan and stuff like that, and also Avatar Ludmilla being weak to kind of executes from Musashi with the Absolute Zero, might actually see a rise. But then again, I'm just talking subjective opinion here. It could still be that she's actually coming out at number 7. We already had the Dark Cinderella guess at number 7, so it's not
Cinderella benefiting from Tristan.
So what a Cinderella guess?
Yeah, benefiting from Tristan.
We have a Percival guess. We have a Napoleon guess. I think both on YouTube from Umbra and also someone here, Majuno, said Napoleon, right? Oh, Majuno even saying his favorite unit recently is Napoleon. Interesting. Ooh, Dage going with a Hijikata, so somebody who would really benefit from these guards dropping like flies. I mean, we saw that Yukata Ludmilla lost a little bit. Light Anya we didn't see yet, so maybe she even dropped out of the top 10.
I mean, I don't even think Percival is that far off. Isn't Percival decent at purification? And considering that Tristan is kind of a sleep metal, I think it could give her a rise. So I don't even think that's that far-fetched, to be honest. I think Percival is possible as well.
Fair.
I'll go with a crazy guess, the Earth Cleo.
Oh, Earth Cleopatra. No, but Earth Cleopatra was already guessed, so I can already tell you it's not either Cleopatra. Yeah, there were a lot of guesses already. So I think people might no longer see the Ah, Hijikata. Okay, got it. I feel like maybe people no longer see the forest for all the trees, basically. So I think I'm gonna reveal it now. We still didn't get the right one. It's not Musashi. It's not Water Cinderella. It's not Hijikata. But it is someone who was previously mentioned, but not really as a guess, just as somebody who is not that popular, seemingly. But indeed, she is quite popular, and it is also surprising to me, and to none more surprising, I guess, to the ones who participated in her IPO. It is Avatar
Wait, what
Ludmilla
is
at
her
number
priority?
7.
Oh my god.
So people kind of forgot about her, I think, at some point during the guessing. Very,
We
very
weren't
great
expecting
start.
her to be that good.
Sorry, what did you say, Archie?
We weren't expecting her to be like that good, to be honest.
Yeah, me neither. Honestly, it's really a push, seemingly, for the kind of godless meta. I think you can also see in terms of the regional rankings, she's number 5 in Japan, so super popular Platoon 1 unit in Japan. So it seems like the godless builds are actually picking up steam, and yeah, with a great start, 6.3 million true power. That is, I think, 5 million above her IPO price or something like that. So that is
Yeah.
crazy good profit for everybody who got her for such a cheap price. And yeah, Avatar Ludmilla just really good, especially if she's not with guards, but also if she is with guards, she's still stun absorbing. She is still supporting your team, and this way having a lot of impact apparently on the current meta, despite not being the most survivable unit, I think. You know, if she dies, but she might have already helped your team a lot at that point. And so I think it is a fair call to have her at number 7. Okay, let's move it along though. Now we already got so many guesses for number 7. I think number 6 might be a quicker one. What do you guys think? Who could be number 6? And yeah, EXO actually pointing it out. This is the first new unit in the top 10 since Cthulhu, and Cthulhu was released 3 months ago or something. So a lot of units that didn't quite break into the top meta, at least not universally so, recently. And now Avatar Ludmilla apparently accomplished that. Let's see if we see another new unit before that. Still coming up with the top 6 that are remaining. But for now, let's hear your guesses for the number 6. What do you think?
Like this will be where we see like Anya.
Yeah, Light Anya.
Yeah.
Unanimous Light Anya vote.
The guy's not building a lot of confidence right now, so
interesting.
I think number 6
Spectra going a little bit against the grain here. We got like, I think already like 10 Light Anya guesses. We have from Clover, from EXO, from Arjuno, from Fate, from Average Person, from Archie, from Jared, from also from Shihara on YouTube. So it seems very unanimous. Just one Excalibur guess in between, who is also kind of a pseudo guard, I would argue, especially considering that she brings all these 100% guards into play together with her. Excalibur definitely an interesting pick, but given that we already spent so much time on number 7, I'm gonna make it quick for number 6, because you guys are pretty much all on the money. We have Light Anya dropping a little bit, not all that much, honestly, 350k down, which is 5% off her true power from last month. And yeah, still super good unit, quite the best guard in the game, the best 100% guard with the stun absorb. Nearly, yeah, she's now already 667 days old, so she might be, I'm not sure, but I feel like she might become the first unit that manages to become a top 10 unit even 2 years after her release, which is really something in terms of weathering the power creep of Evertale. So yeah, very, very good stuff from Light Anya. All right. Okay, but everybody got that right, so I think no need to discuss that further. Best guard
Right.
still after all that time. And now we are looking at the very best unit, at the best half of the top 10, the top 5 coming up next. Who could be number 5? And yeah, Fate is right about that graphing in terms of her true power. She really kind of goes up a little bit some months, then goes down again, and so on and so forth. So a lot of movement in Light Anya, but always picking up there. Although I think it's the first time that she dropped from the top 5, to be honest. But still, I mean, top 6 after 660 days is something. Stonks, not stonks.
Yes.
Nice. Okay, but then for number 5, what are your guesses, guys?
Unicorn.
Yeah. I mean, I have Tristan or Musashi. I feel like Unicorn's 3. Yeah, I have Tristan or Musashi. More likely Tristan, because I feel like Musashi is already well established, and being able to get off those quick executes is really good for Musashi. So I'd actually bet Tristan for number 5.
All right, so we have Tristan.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch to Tristan. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, from Unicorn switching to Tristan. Tristan then would be the first unit since Cthulhu who breaks into the top 5 directly. If we see her, well, I mean, what do you guys think? Which are the top 5 units? Maybe do we have any other units that potentially could occupy that spot? Are we sure that Tristan will make it into the top 5? What are your thoughts on that?
I firmly believe SKA, Cthulhu, Musashi, and Unicorn will still be up there. Just where is the question?
Yeah. Okay, so the top 4 from
I think
previous.
Tristan will also be up there.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I mean, last time number 5 was
Storm King Arthur, Cthulhu, and Unicorn. I feel like are still gonna stay there. Then it's just Musashi and Tristan. I feel like Musashi can take 4 or 5. Tristan, I'm still not gonna say it's impossible for her to not be in there, but I just feel like it's very likely.
Fair enough. Okay, so in terms of guesses,
maybe it's Excalibur. Well, I would bet on
Excalibur.
Tristan.
Well, Tristan did have a higher IPO than Excalibur. So in terms of the market, what the market thinks, it seems like the market is more convinced about Tristan than Excalibur. Then again, the market was quite off on Avatar Ludmilla. So maybe we have a complete switch up in the IPOs there. Let me quickly go through the guesses. On YouTube, we have Marco going for Napoleon, Chihara going for Unicorn, then again hedging it with Musashi. Marco also saying Unicorn is top 5. Spectra going with Musashi, Exo going Musashi or Unicorn, Clava going with Unicorn, Majuno going with Musashi, Average Person going with Unicorn. Interesting. Okay, so there's there's a lot of different guesses. We have kind of in terms of the speakers we have in this call. In terms of Archie and Jared, we have a bit of a focus on Tristan. In terms of the chat, it seems like a lot of focus on Musashi and Unicorn. And of course, a bit of a wild prediction in Napoleon. Then again, with Tristan being released, who knows if Napoleon can benefit greatly from that. So yeah, everybody, true, Average Person, nobody guessed Storm King Arthur or Cthulhu yet. So it seems like everybody's still convinced that they are staying up there. And yeah, I'm gonna reveal it now since you guys are already right. It's not Storm King Arthur at number 5. It is also not it's also not Cthulhu at the number 5. And so the question is, which of your guesses was correct? Every one of these guesses got multiple people guessing it, so it's not even like we have one odd one out this time, except for maybe Napoleon. And the big surprise, I guess, it is really a Storm unit. It is is not Napoleon. It is Unicorn at number 5. She has quite the drop. 20% of her true power lost in just over 1 month, which is quite big. Seems like the recent releases really did a number on Unicorn. She's still very popular, don't get me wrong, but seems like Platoon 1s with Unicorn there are getting less popular now. I guess Unicorn always has that kind of support role, and with Avatar Ludmilla at 7, maybe Avatar Ludmilla actually takes a little bit away from Unicorn, especially because Avatar Ludmilla also absorbs stun that Unicorn might put on people on entry, and also with her discharge strike. So yeah, Unicorn is down quite bad. But still, of course, a very good unit, and of course, very, very good with Dark Sun Wukong. But both Dark Sun Wukong and Unicorn losing quite some true power here, and it makes sense that they are going in a similar direction. So I think Dark Sun Wukong being down already was a bit of a sign that Unicorn would also lose true power. Then again, Unicorn had super high true power last time, and now she's kind of back in the realms of the usual units. I did think she was a bit overrated, considering that her active skill set is really not that special, but the passives made her worth for a lot of top teams. So that is definitely something to consider. And now I have to take a quick break. I just have to get something to drink for myself. But meanwhile, maybe you can already think about the top 4 and also which order the top 4 will be. So instead of posting who could be number 4, we can speed up the process a little bit afterwards once I'm back after a few minutes, and then already get into reveals right away. I think, except maybe some surprises potentially still being around the corner. A lot of these units are already clear to you guys. I mean, I already heard Storm King Arthur and Cthulhu. Seems very likely that they still make it into the top 4 this month. But yeah, let's see. Who could it be? What are your top 4 guesses in order? Who's number 1? Who's number 2? Who's number 3? Who's number 4? Let me know in the chat here on Discord or on YouTube, and I'll be right back with you to look at that and then also discuss maybe your guesses in more detail, also with Archie and Jared, who are on the voice call as well. All right. I'll be right back. Bye-bye.
All right. Let's see.
Trust Lubu, number 4. I think Musashi, number 4. I don't know any new unit to be, or at least one unit that hasn't been in the top 10 last time has to be now in the top 4. And
the most
I
anticipated
don't know.
one, the most anticipated new unit would be Tristan. Other than that, the others haven't been that booming lately.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. I haven't seen on the GC10 cluster. I haven't seen a lot of Earth Cleos, even though she's really good. I mean, what you
Guys.
built for my second account on GC7, she's absolutely a monster. But
Yep.
that's just the old server, you know.
She's doing well. I've seen her in also other server fights. She's really been countering a lot.
Yeah.
But maybe she's just either too new or didn't get the chance to get backed up specifically or used properly.
She's definitely not exactly top 3 material at the moment. At the most, she actually helps to counter Cthulhu comps, the way I see it. But however, with the rise of Excalibur and several, there might be a small chance where Excalibur can just shrug everything off just like this. But one thing's for certain, Storm King Arthur is gonna fall for sure. And that's owing to Tristan, but Tristan will probably not be at top 3, you know.
I'm looking at Cthulhu top 1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can see that.
Cthulhu, authentical goddess. Yeah, Cthulhu flint, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, I'm back. Yeah.
Hi.
Man.
I.
Yeah, so Cthulhu,
Tristan number 4,
Stormking
I
Arthur,
guess.
Anya, and then
Yeah.
Tristan.
Black Girl of the
I
Woods.
feel like that's a decent lineup.
Goddamn Lovecraftian kind of thing, you know. Lovecraftian, H.P. Lovecraft. Holy shit, man. Such a terror of a unit.
I'm still
Yeah,
hinting on Musashi at 4, honestly.
Yeah, I
And
can
either that or
Musashi,
Tristan.
yeah, I can see that
Musashi at
too.
fourth.
It's very easily still to
I
do.
don't think so. I don't think so.
One. Alright.
Why? Because
I gotta say,
because
I
I mean
haven't been
you did,
seeing a lot of Musashis lately, so my
Yeah.
burn
yes you
team
did, you did.
has
But
been
here's the
doing
thing.
better.
Yeah. Do you recall Excalibur? How Excalibur is doing so well in a Cthulhu comp, Jared? Yes. So actually, I was
Absolutely not. She's
she's
I
not.
haven't seen her like at all.
Well,
Not
actually,
not on
sometimes
not
Very
before
on
I let
the
my
newer
Especially
cluster,
for
not on the
hang on,
older
hang on.
clusters.
Like
I got one of my my people to pull her because she had a lot of poison units. So also Dark King Arthur, so pretty good for her, and it worked, but not as good as I thought. So
yes.
The
Do you
thing
guys
is,
know why?
I haven't seen her much, but the moments I have seen her, the counters to her were kind of obvious on what to use, especially with the guards or the Maurice, that being the
yeah,
one and only Cthulhu, which
Exactly.
gets had so much
either
by that.
Cthulhu or Musashi. Even yeah, I saw her once. I saw Excalibur once, and she entered. She died. The Morris entered. They died, but not to something like Musashi. They died to Himeko.
A Himiko?
Oh
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that
she
keeps
has the
hitting
Thunderbird.
guards
Yeah,
and kept
Oh
useless.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that
she's a
makes sense
guard
actually.
killer.
Yeah,
Oh my
the
god. I
rotation.
almost forgot the power of rice, man.
This reminds me of the
Yeah,
previous
power of
Oh,
rice.
times
rice!
who had a rotation.
Insane.
Yeah.
It makes sense actually
uh,
because of the previous time she had a rotation with Dark Jeans.
Right. Oh my god, okay. The minute I step away, it seems like a lot more people are talking suddenly, so I think maybe I have to step away more often. Now we have
yes, I'm
Exo
back.
and
I'm
Exo.
back at long last. Yeah.
The power is rice. The power of rice.
Power of
Yeah, it
rice.
seems like it. Maybe I should bring more rice into it next time. Okay, we have some guesses. I think not a lot of people actually posted the top 4 like I was expecting. I guess it's a lot of discussion if Excalibur still makes it or Tristan still makes it to the top 4. I guess from what I just heard at the end there. On YouTube, we have a guest from Nat who is saying rank 4 Dark Cinderella, rank 3 Musashi, rank 2 Storm King Arthur, rank 1 Cthulhu. Okay, so Dark Cinderella would be the upset here at number 4.
That would
Shehara
be
also
huge
going.
comfort for Destiny to be up top there.
Okay, now we get the top 4 guesses. Let me see. So we have Jared going with Cthulhu at 1, Storm King Arthur at 2, Musashi at 3, Tristan at 4. Somebody agreeing there, I think. So that is Exo. Exo going with Cthulhu at 1, Storm King Arthur at 2, Tristan at 3, and Musashi at 4. Victor going at number 4 with Excalibur or Musashi. West going with Excalibur. Fate going with Tristan at number 4. Majuno saying Storm King Arthur at 1. Hulu at 2. Musashi at 3 and 4. As I don't like Tristan, Napoleon. Nice. West going with Musashi at 4, Tristan at 3, Cthulhu at 2, and Storm King Arthur at 1. Archie going number 1, Cthulhu. Okay. Oh, a lot of diversity. I feel like, I mean, okay, I think there's nobody who has Storm King Arthur and Cthulhu below the top 3, as far as I can see. But other than that, a lot of diversity, and still not quite confirmed which which units will actually take a part of the top 4 here. So we have number 4 Musashi
All right.
guess. Archie, what's your number 4? I mean, I see. Okay, Musashi guess. Okay, I can see it now.
Tristan or Musashi, at least for number 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 is King Arthur or Cthulhu. At least that's what everyone been.
Right. True. That's the general trend here. I can see. We have some wild cards at number 4 with Dark Cinderella, Napoleon, etc. Okay, well, and Sino on YouTube is also saying Tristan now. I think everybody who wanted to guess already put their guess now, so I think it's fair to finally reveal who is at number 4. But first, I need to find her picture. Okay, there we go. At number 4, we have a unit with quite a diverse range of regional rankings. It is a unit that didn't make it into the top 10 in the Americas. However, she is number 2 in the non-Japanese Asian servers. And it is none other than the new staple of a sleep team, Tristan, at number 4. So everybody who got that, congrats. That is Tristan, the first top 5 unit since Cthulhu, the first new top 5 units since Cthulhu. So well done to everybody who got that correctly. And we see the diversity in regional rankings that I mentioned. And we have already over 50% usage for Tristan, who seems very, very popular. Platoon 1 unit, which, I mean, makes sense considering that he has that kind of get turn right after the first unit of the enemy gets the turn. So a very powerful Storm King Arthur counter potentially. And so if we think Storm King Arthur is still in the top 3, then Tristan, I think, has to be there. Because even if Tristan comes into the game at a later stage, not from Platoon 1, I still often see her kind of banish Storm King Arthur. So very, very helpful unit and kind of immune against that unicorn entry stun because she will get the turn anyways. And so also as an entry unit, I think Tristan, very, very good. And I also mentioned that her survival is also pretty good with the endure, with the enhanced hold ground. So yeah, Tristan at number 4. And so so that clears up some open questions, I suppose. And now we are back to the top 3. So this will be the very best units in Evertale. I suppose, I don't know, is anybody still a believer that Excalibur might show up in the top 3? Now we already had 2 new units in the top 10, which is already quite good, comparatively, I would say. But seems like especially Storm King Arthur and Cthulhu still have a lot of backing in the community. So let's see what the guesses are. Wow, okay, a lot of agreement in terms of number 1 Cthulhu, number 2 Storm King Arthur, and number 3 Musashi. Interesting. Although West is saying change between Storm King Arthur and Cthulhu, so I think not that convinced yet who is the actual number 1 this month. And last time it wasn't that clear either. If you remember back, I think it was a very tight race for the number 1, which Storm King Arthur won back then. Let's see. So Spectra is asking if Dark Cinderella and Excalibur aren't on top 3, which we haven't confirmed yet. But I can reveal, of course, some of the other ranks later on. Last time Dark Cinderella was number 10, so that was already on the brink of getting outside of that. Percival was very close to that at number 11. So let's see. But I think we have a lot of common guesses here with the number 3. So I'm not gonna wait any longer. Or maybe I'm just saying that to, kind of surprise you guys, given that everybody pretty much bet on Musashi now. Would be kind of funny to reveal that it's not Musashi. I'm just gonna copy the text and then you will see if that is actually the case after everybody just shit on Musashi, even though I said earlier that Musashi might benefit from a kind of Tristan P1 meta, because I think her Glacial Slash and Tristan and kind of the Absolute Zero is quite something if you are running her in a sleep team. But yeah, nevertheless, Musashi is indeed at number 3, but she's not losing much true power. She's still above 9 million true power, which is quite impressive. Only 2% loss compared to last time. And yeah, very, very impressive in terms of her regional performance as well. She's top 3 in every region except for Asia. Still top 3 in Japan, number 2 in Europe, number 2 in the Americas. Musashi is still a very, very good pick, a very good executor, and also, I mean, let's see where Storm King Arthur lands, but she has a weakness against Storm King Arthur, but she's also good against Storm King Arthur if she gets her at the right moment. So yeah, both definitely deserved to be up high. And so yeah, let's see what what about the top 2 now, or do you still have some comments on Musashi, guys?
Guess I'm going to Asia. Less Musashi.
True.
Yes,
Though, I mean, yeah, probably hard to face her, especially with burn teams. But yeah, I mean, even in rest of Asia, still number 5. So she's really a good unit everywhere, especially after she gets killing. I mean, Cthulhu is a bit of a counter to Musashi, although I had it a few times happening now that unfortunately my Cthulhu was at below 10% health for some unlucky reason. And then she was still absolute zeroed by Musashi, so that was a bit of a pain. But yeah, now we only have 2 units left, and I think there's still a lot of diversity in terms of who will be that number 2. We have Spectra going with Storm King Arthur at number 2. We have West going with Cthulhu at number 2. What about the others?
I think this is pretty much Storm King Arthur's gonna be second, Cthulhu's gonna be first.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Axel also going with Storm King Arthur at 2. On YouTube, we also have Exo and Shihara also going with Storm King Arthur on number 2. I guess Umbra as well, since she's saying Cthulhu will be number 1. Okay, so there is a bit of a tendency, I guess. What about Archie and Jared? What are your guesses for number 2?
Same as EXO.
Makes more sense as well. Especially after
So-
seeing that unit card drop, I think, yeah, Sun is definitely under what Cthulhu can provide you. So Storm King Arthur
Ar-
second.
Archie, your mic is a bit worse than before. I'm not sure why. Maybe you can try to adjust the position, but I still got that you are going for number 2.
Is this better?
Storm King. Yeah, much better. Yeah, thanks. But yeah, number 2 Storm King Arthur guess, and number 1 Cthulhu. So seems like
for number 2.
Yeah,
a
same.
lot of people going for the
Yes.
Cthulhu here. The main utility for Musashi is to kill Storm King Arthur and Cthulhu via opportunity advantage via absolute zero. Yeah, rather difficult to do it with Cthulhu, but still happens, as I said. So let's see if you're unlucky. Happened to me twice. Yes. Very low chance. Okay, but then I think pretty much everyone. Well, I think West had number 2 Cthulhu guess. Not sure if anybody else. I think there seems a lot of unity now in terms of the guesses for number 2. Let me see. What do we have? It's time to already reveal it. Let me see. So the unit that I'm gonna reveal next might be a surprise to some of you, considering just the votes you just had. And I'm gonna reveal it now. It's actually a water unit that I'm gonna show to you next. And here we go. We have Water Cinderella as number 11. So it's not the number 2. I thought I mix it up a little, since all of you already become kind of expectant of me revealing the number 11 before the number 1. So I hope I got some of you here. So yeah, a lot of surprises. So nice. It seems like the trick worked. We have Water Cinderella.
Water Cinderella to rise, though. The only reason
Yeah,
I
exactly.
didn't think she made it to top 10 because I was expecting her to rise because of Tristan. But the only reason I didn't think she could make it to the top 10 was since another unit would be going into the top 10. She'd have to rise by 5 places instead of 4. So that's why I didn't think she could make top 10. But I knew she'd get a boost from Tristan.
She got pretty close there with over 5 million power, over 5 million true power, very close to Dark Sun Wukong at number 10, and she had a true power rise by 700k. She's actually top 8 in Japan now, and has a usage rate of around 55%. So very, very good unit. So that already answers maybe one question about where Water Cinderella lands. However, it does not answer, of course, yet who number 2 is, and so I think I'm gonna reveal that next. Should I do another trick? I don't know. No, I'm not gonna keep playing with your emotions like that. So I'm just gonna post the number 2 now, since there was already some unity in terms of guesses. I can reveal it now, and the number 2 unit is actually, interestingly, number 1 in Japan, but she's only number 4 in rest of Asia, number 3 in Europe, and number 3 in Americas. And that unit is Cthulhu at number 2. So congrats to West, I think, who was the only one who saw that coming. Cthulhu actually dropping a little bit. It seems like the kind of Tristan builds hurt Cthulhu a little bit. I'm not sure what's going on there. Although, yeah, I mean, she gets slapped a lot and then oftentimes doesn't get to use some of the powerful attacks. I already saw that firsthand. But yeah, Cthulhu at number 2, I think a bit of a surprise, a bit of a drop here for her. And also, I think one explanation isn't actually what she's bad against or something like that, but if you think about synergy, running Cthulhu together with Tristan isn't really, I think, a very good idea. Or, I mean, it can still work, but if you run them together, then of course Cthulhu will keep waking up units. So if units like Tristan and Water Cinderella and Musashi to some degree are getting a rise again in Platoon 1 usage, then this of course hurts Cthulhu because she just doesn't fit into that build. She is not as universally usable as the number 1 unit. And so congrats to everybody who got that right, which was quite few people this time. I'm gonna reveal it now. We have the big reveal. We have, I think, a bit of a surprise on the one hand that she still kept the number 1 spot, but also at which power she kept it. I really expected her to lose more true power given the Tristan release, but Storm King Arthur still holds out and still seems to be a very popular combination with Tristan even. Storm King Arthur loses a bit of true power, but still is at 9.9 million true power. So it was not a close race for number 1 this time in the data. Storm King Arthur is by far the most popular. She's number 1 in every region except Japan, and even in Japan, she is number 2. So that is why she still holds the number 1 position. Great guesses from you guys, and also, I mean, one has to call out that you guys kind of saw the top 2 coming from miles away. There were really no guesses for Cthulhu and Storm King Arthur any earlier than number 2, pretty much. And so you guys really were on point with the guesses. Just a lot of people thinking that Cthulhu would overtake Storm King Arthur, which ultimately didn't happen. And yet again, I think my explanation, I don't know if you agree, but my explanation would be that Storm King Arthur and Tristan, the other top new release, are a better combination, have more synergy and can be played alongside each other much better than somebody like Tristan with Cthulhu. So yeah, that is my explanation for that. And yeah, we saw that Guardless Plats also got a bit of a rise. That is why the guards fell off a little bit. We have Avatar Ludmilla in the top 10, a bit surprisingly. And yeah, Avatar Ludmilla together with some of these top DPSs that we see here, for example, Storm King Arthur, Musashi, and Tristan together with Avatar Ludmilla are actually popular platoons. I think very strong platoons I saw in some cases. And so yeah, that would be interesting. So yeah, that is all of the top 10 released. Do you still want to know some other units, where some other units land? Then now is the time for that. Let me quickly search. I think I'm gonna reveal Excalibur for sure, since she's a new unit. And it was a bit of a guess as well, especially early on in the guessing. Let me see where she actually lands. Bum, bum. Let me just check. Then I'm gonna check the chat
I think
again.
Excalibur could probably be like around number 13.
Wait, you want to reveal everybody until number 13? Get that correctly?
That's what I'm thinking. Excalibur could probably be around number 13.
Ah, got it.
Yeah.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna reveal Excalibur first for everybody. It is a bit disappointing, but I think it is a bit of a. It meets my experience, I guess. She wasn't really a popular pick. Doesn't seem to be a mainstay anywhere in the top platoons. And so she's only entering at number 21. So she even failed to make it into the top 20. A bit of a disappointing start, and it's not even due to any specific region, because across all regions, she just didn't manage to make a big impact. She has 17.5%. Then again, I have to point out she's still ranked much higher than many of the recent releases from October and September. Well, not September necessarily, but October more so. You know, if you think about Okita and Fire Kaguya, then Excalibur is still ranking quite highly here. But yeah, still a bit of a disappointment. I don't know if you agree, guys.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot lower than I expected. Because I thought that the movies would at least have some value that people would use, considering we're kind of moving away from guards.
True.
Would be like a great buffer to like replace the permanent guard unit. But yeah, this is lower.
I think so. So my reasoning for why Excalibur is also low is a bit. I mean, on the one hand, you know, her combination, because she has the Mori sweep and stuff, so she can't really be played in sleep as well. So not a good synergy pick for Tristan in many cases. And then you also have to consider that we have so many units nowadays that get turns when units are killed. We have Cthulhu, we have Musashi potentially, who takes out these guards very easily. And yeah, I think there's just apparently not quite enough potential in that buffering. I think at one copy still very good, and I see some great performances of Excalibur in Arena sometimes, but seems like she just doesn't have quite the space that Avatar Ludmilla and Tristan have in the top platoon 1 meta. So yeah. Wait, Axel, I didn't quite understand that question. Are most FR passive skill set units put in top 10? What do you mean by that? Sorry.
Basically speaking, the units that need to be FA for their skill sets to work properly, their passive skill sets to work properly, since Tristan needs that Cthulhu needs that. Unicorn also needs. No, not Unicorn. Oh yeah, Unicorn also needs that.
Unicorn, yeah, needs that. Yeah, I guess it is a bit of an additional consideration. It might be. That's actually a good point. There might be a bit of a reverse causation here in terms of, okay, if a unit is very good at one copy already, then maybe some of the top whales feel like, okay, just fully awakening her and getting her for the full power isn't always the best kind of way of action. Then again, we do see at number 1 Storm King Arthur, who is also pretty much the best one copy unit in the game, so it also can help. So yeah, I mean, but yeah, it is a good point. Maybe Excalibur offers too little at full awakening for the top whales to actually summon.
She kind of does, because she works, as you said before, as a good pseudo guard. So it's not really worth having her FA if she just throws out that many guards, anyways, at her first skill.
Right, and in terms of actual guards, that actually take in the kind of pushes, it's still better to have like Light Anya or Yukata Ludmilla or even Bright Lancelot if you are thinking about like top whale territory with super high fellowships as well. It's just a rather good pick to have these kind of maxed out guards to still take some hits, even in this kind of meta that favors non-guard platoons. So then they still offer maybe a little bit more than the kind of 100% guards of Excalibur. And also, I think Excalibur is a bit suffering because of her survivability. I mean, she's very weak to poison and stuff like that. So that also doesn't help, considering that Cthulhu is still running wild at number 2. So yeah, that is probably a reason. Okay, then do we still have any other interesting units that I should cover? Oh, okay, let me scroll back up a little bit. We had the question, where is Dark Cinderella? Where's Cleo? Where's Excalibur? I'm just gonna quickly say that because I'm a bit too difficult now with all these pictures and stuff like that. So let me go through it really quickly. At number 12, we have Dark Cleopatra, the Earth Cleopatra, more specifically. So she's basically up 1 rank compared to last time. So this Cleopatra actually overtakes the old Dark Cleopatra in this ranking for the very first time. Seems like people are making good use of her, especially in Asia, where she has the best regional ranking overall. And then we have at number 13, Dark Cinderella, which is also sensible. I mean, a lot of you had her already at a guess for the top 10 spots, and this is still true. I mean, she has 77.7% usage at this point in time, so very, very popular, just not in the kind of top platoon 1 meta, given all the sleep that is running around very, very much. Fate is asking, what is her rank in Asia? Earth Cleopatra's rank? Oh, never mind. Actually, I mislooked. It's actually Japan, which has her very, very highly. That is number 11 in Japan. In rest of Asia, she's actually only ranked number 19, and the other regions are in between. So no region for Dark Earth Cleopatra in the top 10, but still makes it to the number 12 spot nevertheless. West with the Japan with the mommy energy. Right. And then at number 14, we have Percival, who was also a guess at one point, still holding on quite well. We have number 15, Bright Lancelot. So still holding on, but she's losing a lot, honestly. She lost 900,000 true power and is down 3 ranks. She's not top 10 in any region anymore either. And then at number 16, we have probably the biggest drop, besides maybe Unicorn this edition, and that is Dark Cleopatra, the original one, who lost 1.6 million true power. So she's basically banished from Platoon 1s now. She's just too slow to have that setup, to have that disruption potential, and Tristan basically is better at that anyway. So yeah, that is why Dark Cleopatra dropped to number 16, I think. And I think we also had some Napoleon questions. So she comes in at number 17, pretty much keeping her true power. So not a big drop for her. But yeah, 27% usage is a bit low. So yeah, she's still unfortunately the weakest September unit this time. So number 17, Napoleon. And then at number 18, I think is the last reveal maybe I'll do today, except if you have some more specific question, and that is Yukata at number 18, who also benefited from, I think, the release of Avatar Ludmilla and also potentially from Tristan. Just a very nice unit to be at position 5 if you have a kind of guardless platoon anyways. And then Yukata offers some decent value there, is at nearly 3 million true power now, and that's a rise of 400k. So very, very good stuff for Yukata as well, another water unit. So you can see that the water element had an extreme rise this month, and it is actually now the most powerful element in Evertale Arena after the Tristan release that really brought back that water element, something Water Cinderella on her own couldn't quite manage, but now with Tristan, units like Water Cinderella, like Water Anya, like Yukata, they're all on the rise again. And so it comes without without surprise that the burn teams are actually suffering more than ever. I think they are now pretty much at the lowest point in their history, which is a bit sad, but also which is, I think, a sign that maybe something is coming soon. But who knows? Maybe some Christmas burn unit, burn the whole water party down again. But let's see. Yeah, I think that's all for today. We had quite a long stream, but also a lot of talking in the chat, which I appreciate. Thanks especially to Archie and Jared for their inputs, and of course everybody else who joined on YouTube and on Discord chat as well. I hope you enjoyed that reveal, and yeah, very much looking forward to where this top 10 is developing next month, and when we get to see a new unit, because Sixer has been very pleasant to us in not releasing anything since Excalibur, though I would expect something to come out this week. If not, that would be quite unusual. But yeah, stay tuned. Hope this helps you in picking which units to actually pull for. As usual, of course, synergy is important, but I think the top units that we saw today are pretty much great units anywhere. And so yeah, that is also something to consider. And yeah, stay tuned. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for watching and tuning in and subscribing and liking and all that good stuff. Running out of words here. Sorry, Archie, I just interrupted you there.
Oh, I just said thanks for hosting.
Yeah, my pleasure. Always good to have you guys, especially if it's an active event like today with a lot of people having inputs on everything Evertale. So yeah, glad to have you guys, and hope to see you on the next event as well. Until then, have a good night for those in Asia, have a good rest of the evening for those in Europe, and have a good start into the day after this. Good luck with learning for people like Archie. For those with exams, good luck next week. And yeah, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
See you.